So our relationship, Pure Michigan Business Connect, with BuyDetroit and the DEGC, it's an exceptional one, and it's something that not only goes into more of the foundation about building buyer and supplier connections, but also the work that we do as a program on the state level can also filter down, and we learn more about what's happening in Detroit. Detroit is kind of the hub of the entire state, and so anything that's happening in Detroit is likely to happen outside of the city. So we take a lot of what DEGC and the BuyDetroit program learns and kind of escalate that to help and end up helping out other state-run programs or other partners outside of the city. Our matchmaking tools and resources that we have are also used by DEGC BuyDetroit, and so that makes it a very seamless transition into hosting more webinars, events, matchmaking events, but also partnering together to get Detroit products out into the ecosystem, not only of the state, but into the entire country.
My connection with the BuyDetroit program is that I currently serve as a member of the BuyDetroit Buyers Council on behalf of Henry Ford Health. We see partnerships with BuyDetroit as an opportunity for us to expand our network for inclusion for diverse suppliers and local suppliers as well, because we have goals and objectives around diverse and local suppliers.
My connection with the BuyDetroit program is Barton Mallow was one of the Buyer Council members. That actually led to the creation of the BuyDetroit program, in which we've participated in several capacities, from giving input on how to build out some of the back of house info, as well as actually participating and hosting an outreach event for one of our projects.
Diverse and local sourcing is significant to the Detroit area for many reasons.
One of the other great barriers is access. Smaller companies and even sometimes bigger companies don't know where those access points are to really get to the right people within larger corporations. And so the BuyDetroit program, we work on those barriers and we work on that access so that you can kind of level the playing field and you take away that disadvantage of being a smaller business.
BuyDetroit, we're here to be able to help bring those gaps and close those gaps together so we can have a unified voice in the world of procurement. The number one goal of BuyDetroit is not to just exist in the city of Detroit. We're hoping that this model can become a national best practice for around the country so that we can begin to procure more within our country instead of outsourcing a number of things.
It's immensely important to have a dedicated procurement program because without a dedicated program and with financial resources to back that up, a lot of these opportunities go missed, or you will not find a supplier that you're trying to help out and boost as a supplier.
The development of the companies, the capacity building, that's very important for the businesses themselves, but if you don't work on the procurement end of things, you're never going to be sure of what the result is going to be. So to bring in the buying entities in the beginning and to work with them in conjunction with developing the businesses ensures that there's really going to be economic impact at the end, and that those corporations are going to invest in those companies to help grow them and their communities.
The constant and ongoing interaction that the program provides to suppliers, where they can go and ask questions, get access to resources, it's critical, and the BuyDetroit program does that.
The program is so focused on what are the critical skills and abilities that these suppliers need to really do business and really grow and build their capacity, and that's what they provide.
There are so many portions of the program that I think are useful. For me, sitting on the Buyers Council, I think it's the ability to work with you, Kira, as you're doing an amazing job in leading and facilitating.
I find value in the BuyDetroit program. For me personally, I've had the opportunity to share best practices with my peers, so other corporations headquartered in Detroit. We've had the opportunity to meet lots of great suppliers because BuyDetroit had 2 in-person events last year. One was Meet the Buyer at Beacon Park, and the other was Pitch to the Buyer, held at Great Town Casino. Not only do we have a chance to meet with the suppliers and learn about their capabilities, but those suppliers also received resources and financial assistance and advertising around the city of Detroit. So definitely see value in the program.
BuyDetroit program does a fantastic job of enabling suppliers to really take a look in the mirror and determine what about their business or about their personality that they should kind of flourish with or run with.
Kira goes after the relationships that are going to help the businesses. That's it. That is her only determining factor. If a relationship with another organization or a company or a community group will help those businesses grow and develop and make a difference in the city of Detroit, then Kira will make that relationship.
I find a lot of value in the BuyDetroit program. It opens the door and provides expansion opportunities for companies. I would say this is a great effort. Your involvement, your commitment is benefiting so many companies that probably didn't get access and opportunity to really grow and expand their business, and it's a real benefit for them.
I would tell any supplier that's looking to get contracts to keep going. You have to get out of the weeds in order to be a strong business owner and leverage these programs like BuyDetroit to actually put that measure in place.
Utilize the resources that are out there for you. You have an amazing program like BuyDetroit who is there providing capacity building training for you.
Keep going forward, keep looking to build those networks and build those relationships with buying organizations, and ultimately they will be rewarding.
Small business is what drives the economy, so it's our jobs in these spaces to find a way to support them. We are achieving an American dream and keeping our country thriving by utilizing your support in this initiative.